All right, today's topic is cheats. We're going to be adding cheats to our game so that we can make our levels, and they are easy to get from one level to the next. So you don't have to finish one level to get the next one. Now you take these cheats out before you actually put release the game to the public. But for testing purposes, these are really handy. Where would I put the cheats? Well, you have a couple of choices. You can put it in the Explorer, but the Explorer is getting kind of busy. You can also put it in the controller. Remember, the controller's in the first room and it's persistent. So maybe the controller is the best place to put this. So let's go to the controller. It's kind of weird to have a controller object respond to key presses. But there's a certain set of cheats that you need in every game from this point forward, just to aid in building the game and testing the game. So the first one is, remember key down events. What they do is they repeat over and over again. We don't need that repeating function here. So here we can say key pressed. And the first one you need to do is restart room. Okay. So if you paint yourself in a corner and you need to restart the room, then you can do that. So I would use, and please use these letters because these are the ones I'm going to be expecting when I'm grading this. So R is going to be restart room, and that one's easy enough, right? You say restart. And we're doing not the whole game, but just the room. Okay. So if you hit the letter R and you have a controller in the room, it's going to restart the room. Next one is another key press event. And this will be, we're going to use the letter N for next. Okay. So if they hit the letter N, what do we want to do? Well, we want to go to the next room, so we would say next. But we have to be a little bit careful, because if we try to go to the next room and there isn't a next room, then the program crashes, and you don't want the program to crash, even though you're just testing it. So it's always a good idea to check to see if you're on the last room. See this one? If this room is last, well, we actually want to say if this room is not the last room. So we would say not. And then make sure you drag this to the right side. You have to kind of click on it and drag it twice, but make sure that's controlled by that. So if you're not on the last room, then go to the next room because you're not on the last room, I guess. There's another room there. Okay. Now we're going to, sometimes I like to go back to previous levels. So I'd also like to have a previous room key press as well. So we're going to use the letter P, still a key press event. We're using the letter P this time. So we're on the controller, we're creating a key press P event. You could also do this on the Explorer too, but we're just doing it on the Explorer's getting kind of busy, so we'll put it here. What do we want to do? Well, we want to go to the previous room, and there is a command for that. Let me just see if I can get to it. If you type in previous here, and we'll move us to the previous room. But again, you don't want to go to the previous room unless there is one. So again, you would say, this time first. Okay. So if you're not on the first room, then go to the previous room. So the same kind of logic, except you're going the other way. If you are in the first room, you don't want to go to the previous room because there isn't one. So if you're not on the first room, that means you're on the second or a subsequent room. Then you can go to the previous room. All right. So now we go forward and backwards. We got reset. Another one that's really handy if I'm trying to get to the end of a game is the ability to add lives, right? Because you only get 3 lives. And when you're testing a game, you don't have time to try to stay alive this whole time. So another thing I would do would be add a key press for lives. And so I'm going to use the letter L for that. So back to the controller. And we'll say key press letters L. And that gives you an extra life. So we would say, and we have to be, we're on the controller, right? And remember, since we're on the controller, we don't have to look up the controller. We are in the controller. So we just want to add one to lives. So where's our live things? That's drawing. Where's live? Or I guess it's L-I-V-E, live. There it is. Set lives. And so what we want to do is we say one relative. Remember, relative means to add to lives. So we're adding to lives. We're in the controller, so we don't have to set it to controller because this is a controller, right? We're in the controller object. See? So that's how to add lives. Is there any other cheats that we need? I don't think so. So if I had 2 rooms, I only have 1, but if I had 2 rooms, now I can get forward or backward, either way. I can add lives to the game. Let me see if my lives work. So I'm just hitting my L key. Yeah, so I'm adding lives, just hitting my L key over and over again. So now if I die, it's no big deal because I have lots of lives. P, R is restart room, so let's see if that one works. R. I'll move to another spot. R, restart. Yeah, so restart room's working. So test them out, make sure they work. If you have 2 rooms, make sure you can go back and forth between the room and that it doesn't crash when you do that. Mine's not crashing. I'm hitting N and P, not crashing. Why isn't it crashing? Because I checked to see whether there is a next or previous room. My game only has 1 room, so there isn't either. But it doesn't crash, which is cool. And so this should aid you in your level design and your own testing. You can actually jump from level to level. It's kind of important to have them there because we ran into this problem where, remember, the controller is only in the first room and it's persistent. So if you don't go through the first room, then the controller's not there, and then when you try to update lives or something like that, it crashes. So it's best to just go to the first room and then hit next, just to get to the one you want to test. And that should solve the problem with running into that. Well, this is kind of interesting. Look over here. See my spider and my skeleton? My spider should be turning at this point. Well, it shouldn't. I don't think I have an interaction between the two. They should move through each other. That's really strange. Oh, I guess that is true because when the spider looks, it's not looking for anything in particular. It just said anything. So it can't turn. That's kind of interesting. I've never seen that happen in this game. But yeah, I guess that's right. That's the correct behavior. So cool. All right. So we have the cheats in the game. I was hoping to get to Directional Explorer, but that's going to take a while to discuss, and I think I spent most of the game, or most of the day, troubleshooting for people. I just didn't want people to get stuck. So today was more just of a work day, maybe add the cheats. And then next time, we're going to finish the game by adding the Directional Controller, or Explorer, and then talk about level design. Are we going to get this done before the break, though? Yeah, if we do the Explorer quickly, then we might be able to get level design done. But I really, really, really would like to get this graded over the break, if I can. Yeah. One last thing is a lot of people are getting this one error. Every time they start their game, there's this window that pops up, and it's really annoying and it's in the way. Has something to do with Xbox Game Bar. So if you go down here and you say Xbox Game Bar, there's some weird, see right here it says Enable Xbox Game Bar. So you want to make sure this is off, okay? If that's on, you're going to get that annoying screen popping up every time you run a game. So make sure on your game that you have this off, okay, as well, and then you won't get that annoying screen popping up every time you run. And that's it for today. So a short day.